It's not my building.
So this was the argument you guys had yesterday?
Yeah, that was after, down there he was shooting a hammer at me.
This is Christopher Jackson Jr., and the smoke behind him is a building on fire. But not just any building, that's Papa Pete's Pizza. Before we take a deep dive into how this happened, let's have a moment of silence for Papa Pete's. Hold on, just what the hell am I looking at here? This slice is like 50% bubble. And what's that tomato on the side? Is that a side salad? What the hell is this? Papa Pete forgot to put this one in the oven. How did someone manage to eat over half of this? This one, I'm not going to judge anyone for liking pineapple on the pizza, but there's more pineapple than pizza. Now this one has to be a joke. How are you even supposed to eat this? Apparently this place adds so many toppings to the pizza that the dough doesn't even cook all the way.
They added so much toppings to my pizza, it did not cook the dough all the way through. If I wanted to eat off paper plates, I could have stayed home.
Naomi, if the only time you eat off of a real plate is when you go out, I think you have more problems than just undercooked pizza. Check out this girl on the right. Look at that smile. She knows what's up. You see how she's eating a salad? Yeah, she's been here before. She told her friends, yeah, go ahead, order the pizza. I'm gonna stick with the salad. Who can blame her? Good riddance, Papa Pete's. But we aren't here to talk about pizza. We are here to talk about crime. And so let me take a brief moment to tell you about a crime I was recently a victim of. Ever feel like you're being watched? Well, you are. Just a few days ago, I received a call from my credit card company asking me to authorize 6 successive payments of $900 to PayPal. I didn't make these transactions, and it turned out that my credit card data was being leaked by data brokers. We froze the card, and I was told to cut up my physical card. Cut to yesterday, and I'm at the Osaka train station picking up my reserved train ticket to the other side of Japan. However, I need to show my credit card to pick up my ticket. After nearly an hour of phone calls and talking to staff, I realize I'm going to have to buy a new ticket. That's $100 down the drain. But there was a solution. Incogni, your ultimate weapon against digital surveillance and data tracking. A subscription to Incogni would have paid for itself in my case. Incogni reaches out to data brokers on your behalf, requests your personal data removal, and deals with any objections from their side. Incogni leverages combinations of privacy laws such as GDPR and CCPA to make data brokers remove your personal information from their databases. All you have to do is create an account, enter the info you want removed, and give Incogni permission to work on your behalf. Incogni does all the heavy lifting. Join the millions of satisfied users who have made Incogni their go-to privacy tool. Download Incogni today and take control of your online identity. The first 100 people to use the code at the link below will get 60% off. Again, this is Chris, and this is Papa Pete's incinerating behind him. But let's not jump to conclusions about the connections between the two just yet. As far as the police are concerned, Christopher has nothing to do with this fire. For one, Christopher was the person who called in the fire. Second, Chris is known by the responding officers. He's a transient, and one of the responding officers saw Chris downtown about 1 hour before the fire was reported. The officer thus thinks it is unlikely for Chris to have started the fire. And third, Chris was living in Papa Pete's, which has unsurprisingly become an abandoned building instead of a pizza parlor. The officers know this because they responded to a complaint from the AM/PM convenience store across the street just 2 days prior to this fire. The AM/PM employees mentioned that some transients were living in Papa Pete's and would occasionally come to AM/PM to steal products. With these reasons in mind, Christopher is not at the moment a suspect.
So he's telling you stay out of there because it's his building?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I don't even go in there, dude. I go and I sit right at the building right here at the end, right here, where the little concrete is. And I might set up my sleep bag there every once in a while, or I'll go over by fucking Les Bob, and when it's pouring down rain, I'll go underneath the Les Bob trailer, because Les Bob people say sometimes it's okay as long as it's not causing too much of a... I'll sit around and I'll have a shower and try and get a change of clothes. And
Okay, but to your knowledge, it was just you and Jacob Daly that were the only people that have been in there?
well,
Jacob Daly is another local transient. He is known to have a poor reputation among the homeless community, and the police are aware that Jacob is often made a scapegoat when questioning community transients about possible crimes.
you know, fuck, what's his name? Brett.
Brett.
Brett that is over there. That he was a flash sign.
On the corner?
Yeah.
Brett. No,
Yeah,
I
he
know
was
Zach.
He was standing there for a while. And
Zach? I don't know, Brett.
Brett. But yeah, he was, he had,
You know Brett? Brett?
I'm on now. A Brett that flies a sign over here?
yeah, he played.
Oh, I've seen him flying a sign, yeah.
Yeah,
Over on the corner over here.
yeah, he stayed.
Sign spinner.
He was staying in one of the coolers one time, and he had one of those Presto logs on fire. I'm like, dude, you can't have one of those on
When did he
fire.
have
in there.
that?
Huh?
When did he have that?
He had that like 2.5 weeks ago.
You know, we were in there, and we didn't see any Presto log in there.
And
Once they get in there, is that what they're going to find? Is a Presto log? Because 2 days ago, we went through there, and there was no Presto log, and there was no sign of the burnt Presto log in there.
you know, the round
I know what
pizza,
you're talking
the
about.
aluminum pizza plate.
Yeah.
Okay, so not the far cooler. The cooler that's like closest to us.
Yeah, closest to the door that you guys go through there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that has the rack.
Yeah,
in
I was
front of it.
inside of there, yeah, where all the cushions are.
Yeah. There's Presto like debris on the one fucking the one thing there.
I didn't see it the other day when I was in there.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah,
Why not?
I don't know. But Chris, here's the deal, man. You do have involvement here. All right. If you were in there last night, we need to know about it.
I was not in there last night.
You're not in trouble if you were in there last night.
No,
But you need to be straight up,
But
because
it's
once
not-
we start pulling cameras and stuff, if we see you going in there last night and you've lied to us, we're gonna have a problem.
Or this morning.
I was not in there last night.
This morning?
This morning, I grabbed my stuff and I put it over here.
Why was
and
your
I
stuff
sent
there?
it. Why was my stuff where?
Over here. Why was your stuff by Papa Pete's? Yeah.
Because I was going to stay there, but my friend came and picked me up and took me up to,
You said Red Lobster.
yeah, we went to Red Lobster and then, what was it, Solcom or C?
Yeah, there's not a Red Lobster anywhere near Solcombe.
No.
Where'd you go? Which Red
Afterwards.
Lobster did you go to?
We went to the one up there in,
Olympia?
Olympia,
Okay.
and then, we went to, what's that town called?
Solcombe?
Solcom. And then after that, her and her boyfriend started arguing. I was like, I don't like conflict like that. So can you guys like take me back to Centralia?
Who's this friend of yours?
Kevin. See?
Well, I have no doubt you did that last night, but you were here this morning with your stuff right next to Papa Pete's,
Yeah.
right at the time the fire was starting.
No, like,
And you're high right now.
I'm high right now.
Yeah, you got drugs in your system, I can tell.
The officer is not accusing Chris of being high without merit. Being familiar with Chris, he has noted that Chris's speech patterns and actions differ from his normal baseline. In addition, he has noticed Chris's pupils to be of irregular size, which is a common effect of methamphetamine use.
I got stoned.
Did you accidentally, and accidentally is different from intentional, did you accidentally leave something hot in there that caught the cushions on fire?
No. Like, I swear on everything, bro.
You're
Like,
using the dope, you go on the nod, it's possible, it's happened before, right? And if it's unintentional, you need to tell us, because later, if we do find that you lied this whole time to us and we find out that it was you,
Yeah.
then it's arson.
Yeah.
And it's assumed accidental is different than intentional.
Yeah, that's just
Like-
reckless burning. It's a misdemeanor.
So, like your story you've told now, once we look at video and see that you were inside the building and when you told us you weren't, that shows us you were covering up something intentional.
Like,
So be straight.
know
You were
a
in the
ci-
building this
I
morning.
know a cigarette. I know a cigarette, like a cigarette dropping right out here on the cardboard. Couldn't have did all that.
It could have.
It
But
could
you
have.
think that might be?
It could have been. I mean, I
That
was
would have
sitting
been an
out there
accident, right?
smoking a cigarette, and I had like this much left in my cigarette, and I set it down. I thought I put it out all the way, and there's like
Yeah,
10
cardboard right
pounds
by
of
that door.
cardboard right there at the concrete place. So I don't know if that may have done it or what,
Concrete
but
place, where?
like
Oh, no.
you know where the concrete slab
Sidewalk.
comes out like
Right
that.
By the door, yeah.
Door, right?
Yeah,
You think maybe?
possibly. I mean,
Did you throw a?
I set it on the
cigarette roach on there?
concrete. I set it on the concrete ledge.
Yeah.
I don't know if the wind blew it off or not, but
It's definitely a possibility. I think more likely is that you're probably inside, right? You were inside the other day. We didn't arrest you at that time, right?
no,
Probably
like
inside trying to stay warm after you got dropped off by your friends.
Yeah.
And something happened.
yeah, but
accidental.
you know, I just wanted to get the stuff that was mine
In from inside.
from inside,
Yeah.
and then
But see how much easier it is when you're honest? So you were inside, just getting your stuff.
yeah,
You
and
got a
then,
little high, you smoked a cigarette, you dropped the cigarette, maybe that's what did it. But you didn't, you didn't walk over there with a torch lighter and start the building on fire. And that's what
No.
we're trying to get to here. Tell us the real story
No.
because we're assuming the worst.
and I don't want to.
And Jacob Daly didn't light it on fire to kill you, like 3 years earlier.
No, I don't
Yeah.
know if he did because like he was like that guy. Had
Chris,
dead
I saw him this
ass
morning. He was far away from here. But, like things like this, dude, I know it happens where you accidentally.
The officer has noticed multiple burn marks on Chris's jacket and gloves. These burn marks are consistent with burns caused by hot meth pipes. Users occasionally drop their pipes while smoking, leading to burnt clothes and skin.
You set down, right, your meth pipe, or you drop a cigarette.
That was actually
No, that's just an
torch
example.
lighter.
I mean, that's just an example. That kind of thing. That could have lit you on fire right there, man.
Yeah, I know. And
But you set down
it
a
really
hot
hurt.
torch lighter, it can start something on
It
fire.
really hurt my fucking
Is it
chest.
on your... How long did you do it, man? You have a scar from it or something?
Burned your chest. Let's see.
How long ago,
Wow.
man?
Does it hurt?
It hurts really bad.
Because it
Oh.
fell down off of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that's inside there?
The
The torch lighter or the meth pipe that hit you and fell down?
no, I don't do meth.
Whatever it was.
Notice Chris's body language when he is being accused of using meth.
The torch lighter or the meth pipe that hit you and fell down?
No, I don't do meth.
Whatever it was.
Often, liars will unconsciously hide signs of the truth via their movements. Chris's zipping up his jacket is a perfect example of this nonverbal tell. Exactly as his mouth lies to the police, Chris's hands reach out to his zipper to quickly conceal his necklace, which contains a sizable amount of narcotics.
My mom.
The torch lighter?
No, torch lighter.
What
This
did
is the only
this?
lighter I have.
No, that didn't do that. What did that? What'd you drop?
That did that. That was me falling asleep with a cigarette in my hand.
Do you think that's what did it?
No, I
That's
think
new.
me throwing the half a cigarette down, and right when I was walking out the door, because there's all that stuff that was right by
You're
the
still
door.
minimizing.
Huh?
You're still minimizing. I think it happened when you were inside. Just based on the way the fire was.
Yeah.
And I think the fire investigator is going to tell us it happened inside. Which sounds better coming from you if you admitted to us before we discover that. Right? So just be fully honest from the start, man.
Like,
You got dropped off last night or early this morning.
yeah, and I
Go
went in
inside.
there to grab my things.
What exactly did you do inside?
I grabbed my blue sleeping bag and a couple of my other little like blankets and stuff, and I wanted to make sure that I had all my stuff in case it was cold later on. Because I didn't go to the shelter, so I would. God, I feel bad.
It's okay to feel bad.
It's just an accident, Chris.
Nobody was in there.
Yeah,
Besides,
no one was in there.
it's not like if people were in there, they'd burn, right?
No, bro, I'm not that kind of person, man.
Well, you didn't do it on purpose, Chris. I mean, I know it sucks, but you didn't do it on purpose. It was an accident. Accidents happen, but you can't lie about it, right?
The worst thing you could do is lie about it.
Yeah, that makes it look like you did it on purpose.
I'm just trying to be good.
Well, you got to start by being
Trying to
honest.
find a place that was kind of warm,
Yeah.
right? I can't fault you for that. It's cold last night. It's freezing. My
Yeah.
car. I defrosted my car this morning for like a half hour.
Yeah,
It would suck to be outside.
yeah. And, the emergency shelter is like extremely full, and there's elderly people, like the guy I walked from the library all the way to the homeless shelter. We walked this fast.
Hey, Christopher, and you know that you've been recorded, right?
Yeah.
We all.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
I don't have mine on me. It's charging, but she's had hers.
Yeah, I
on.
got mine on.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Hello.
Say hi, Chris.
So
We know each other.
Yeah.
We're cool.
we
Yeah.
document the honesty that you're giving. You know what I mean? Like, this is real emotion you're feeling because you feel guilty about it.
And like if there's anything I could do to fucking help, I would gladly help. Like, I got my inheritance. I got $24.6 million inheritance.
Yeah, frankly, I don't think they're losing too much here. It's not that great of a. The building wasn't in good shape, and you know that.
Well,
But this wasn't. This was not a cigarette, man.
this here.
No way. That was dope.
What's in your necklace, dude?
Glass bulb.
What's in my necklace?
Yeah, what's in those things?
What's in my
You
necklace?
find dope in those all
Yeah,
the time.
is there? There's not fentanyl in there, is there?
No.
What's in there?
It's just fucking
Weed.
weed.
Jack.
And my earrings.
You have to be super
Cause
careful.
see, I got these ones.
Oh,
That one hurts so bad because it's so big. But I got the medium size.
you just like trying to make your hole bigger so you can like stick giant. What are those called? Gauges.
I want to go back down to like your size.
Oh yeah, little baby ones.
Yeah.
Well, with
So
$27 million,
Like-
you can buy whole
these,
giant
I get them
ones.
caught on my hoodie, and it's like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
We're not judging you for using dope, man, but the reason I want you to be honest about that is because, dude, if you're going to be nodding out or falling asleep using dope, that could happen again,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because what if I was in there, and I didn't know, fucking I fell asleep?
That could have happened today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could have easily
That would have been bad,
I'm
Chris.
thankful for you
And you
guys.
wouldn't have been in any state to crawl out of there, man.
No. And I really appreciate you guys.
But let's say you had to give a piss test today. There'd be fentanyl, right?
Probably from about a day and a half ago, yeah. Or did.
That's my theory that's what happened, right? I know you're kind of still holding back a little bit, but that's still accidental.
I was smoking a cigarette, and I didn't want to finish the cigarette, and I set it down on the ground, and I went like this,
yeah,
and I don't think I put it out all the way, and it was on a piece of cardboard.
inside.
Oh, he just juiced his buddy.
Inside, though. That's where the cigarette.
No, it was like, well, it was with the door open and fucking like inside,
Yeah.
so it was like half and half. But
See, that makes more sense. I think you're a little further than that, but that doesn't change anything whether you're inside or outside. An accident's an accident, right?
yeah,
It doesn't change anything if you're inside or outside. I just want to know the whole truth,
right,
right?
yeah.
So, see, you went from you were totally outside, you were halfway inside, outside.
Well, I
I
mean,
think you were inside the doorway there.
well, I was right there in the doorway, yeah, but I'm not trying to. I don't know. I just don't want to get in. Like, I like being free person.
Yeah.
Not having.
Hey, Chris, accidents happen, man. I mean, to all of us, accidents happen.
Well,
You just got to be honest about it.
Well,
It's-
Yom's like fucking. Oh yeah, you fucking did that.
Hey,
Well,
come on, I'm from
get
Yelm.
me back in the car and fucking, you're going to
We're
jail.
not young pups, though, right?
Right.
I mean,
you
can't lie to us. We don't like that.
No.
Yeah, you can't lie to the good ones.
Tell him he might want to tell his buddies back up because those
Yeah.
fucking metal things are those fucking things are concrete and heavy
Yeah.
as hell.
Yeah, that's why they wear those hats.
Yeah, well, look at that. Sometimes don't help.
Yeah, maybe.
He's just to work for the Chronicle. He's just
Yeah.
taking. I said, if you want good pictures, just contact us after. We can get you some pictures of like 50-foot planes.
Yeah, 'cause,
But don't be
right
doing
now
that.
you ain't gonna see nothing.
Right, it's just
But white smoke.
it's steam. But I took a couple where it was like 60-foot planes, man.
Yeah.
I got a couple pictures on my phone too.
Yeah.
What'd you get on your phone?
Okay.
We appreciate you calling, though. You know,
Yeah, I called immediately.
because a lot of people, if you were involved in any way, you would have someone would have just
Yeah,
ran,
I
right?
knew, like, I just have to, because fucking, like,
It's the right thing to do.
you know, because I know you guys are all cool with me, so
Yeah.
I gotta be cool with you guys. What am I doing? What am I doing?
Pictures, yeah.
And talking to the firemen and stuff, and talking to us, it's way better for us if you just tell us what happened.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's similar to mine. Probably better if I was a little further away down there.
Look at,
I get.
Dang.
that's before you guys all showed up.
Oh. Oh, you're just filming it there?
Yeah, from AMPM, right?
Yeah.
You got anything closer?
Look at that one.
Was anybody with you, Chris?
Oh, dude.
No, it's just,
Sherry or Justin or anybody with you?
no, it's just me.
What time did you get dropped off to get your stuff this morning?
Oh shit.
Did you get any from when you were behind it over here?
Huh?
Did you get any from when you were behind it over here?
No, not
No.
from when I was.
Because that's where the smoke first started, in the back, or no?
Okay, so there's the front.
Okay.
That's where it first started.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that at? That's at the AMPM.
Mhm.
Did you call from AMPM?
No, I called when I was on the other side. When I was going towards.
You saw it lighting up, and then you kind of just got away from it.
When I started seeing the smoke, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck, I
Where
better
was the
call.
smoke coming from first?
Yeah, see, look.
Mm-hmm.
So the camera on the backside on Casa Ramos is going to show you like getting away from the building.
Yeah.
Then you look back and see the smoke, and then you're oh shit, and you call 911.
Yeah, because I was walking and then I walked around and then I came around and then I went back around and then I came back over to AMPM.
Jeez.
And you noticed the smoke when you're in the parking lot back here? Like you walked away from the building and then you looked back and saw smoke?
As I walked to fucking put my bags away.
Yeah.
He said he's got some plastic bags over by the tree over
Yeah,
there.
it's just got fucking sleeping bags and stuff like that.
The
in
stuff that was inside there?
it. Yeah, the stuff that you just keep warm, but
Yeah.
it wasn't no smoke like this.
Yeah.
Get
It
that
was
for
just
you when we can here.
barely smoke.
Yeah.
But then it started doing that right there, like that big thick
Yeah.
yellow stuff. And I was like, oh fuck, I need to call now.
Good, good.
Yeah. Thanks for calling.
So what exactly is in there? Is this the lighter right there, the cigarette, or you
Yeah.
got stuff in there?
This is just a lighter from the soup.
Like
My
the one that lit the
cigarette.
cigarette that caused the whole thing? Jeez, man.
Dang.
Yeah.
Do you have any dope on you right now?
No.
Any dope in your stuff over there?
Nope.
Pretty confident. No
So,
dope at all.
so fucking mad at myself for fucking letting that happen.
Hey, Chris, are you willing to head back to the station with Barella and give him a statement about what happened? Just give your side of the story.
It's already recorded.
Yeah, but
I'd like to do it formally. We're not taking you to jail over there. We're taking you to the department, police department.
Look,
Then I can bring you back here.
I'm actually supposed to be waiting for my boss to come pick me up so we can go and get the equipment to go and get the asphalt fucking patching done. You guys need any
On
asphalt
Sunday?
patching done?
I don't.
Asphalt? Yeah.
I don't.
Like, if you guys need any asphalt patchwork
Is it all
done,
coming in?
I don't know. I text him. Let me try.
What's back there? Oh, okay. He's going. He's going. I was talking to Detective Sergeant. Yeah. Like, there's no way that's what started it. Because he's been to arson investigation. I haven't. Yeah. So we're at probable cause for him. And then we're just going to develop it once we can get in there and take pictures. What's he showing us? His stuff? What's back there? Oh, your stuff?
Yeah, my sleep bag and stuff.
I got a body cam. No, I'm still on.
Grab it.
Yeah, let's grab it. What else? What else? Just sleeping bag and stuff? Why'd you throw it back there? How come you didn't take it with you?
Well, cause I wanted to fucking make sure you guys were here and taking care
Yeah.
of that first, you know?
So, Chris, I was talking to our detective sergeant who's been through like arson training. He says there's no way it started like that.
That way it started like
Yeah. So you gotta give me that last piece of how it started, man, because...
that's, yeah, I had a cigarette in my mouth and...
Well, that's what he's saying, is there's no way it was just a cigarette. There was something else, whether it's the burner you were talking about for cooking on. There was something else, too. Remember we talked about, you know, how dishonesty makes you look guilty, man. So he's the expert. I talked to him about it, and he says there's no way. So what else is there?
All I have, but I just had a pack of cigarettes.
But what else, Chris? Tell me that last piece, man, so I can make sense of it to the detective sergeant.
And I'll be out at 22 Lincoln. 217, 951.
Yeah, you don't have to dig through it, Chris, but just tell me what's that last piece that you're holding back. Were you cooking on something in there that you left on?
It may have been a little bit of that sterno stuff on the jar.
Sterno here refers to a lighter that stays lit. Meth smokers prefer sterno lighters to standard lighters because of the need to be constantly reheating that meth pipe. It's simply easier to light a sterno once than it is to constantly relight a normal lighter. Still, even a sterno lighter is incapable of lighting a building on fire. For wood to ignite, it has to be heated to a point where wood gas is released. And sterno fluid, which is essentially jellied alcohol, burning on the surface of solid wood would not be able to ignite the wood beneath it. The alcohol would burn and perhaps scorch the surface, but would not ignite the wood it was burning on top of.
Because I used that to fucking spark the thing before I just got the cider over at AMPM before you guys showed up.
Explain. Do you have any of the sterno in here so I can see what you're talking about, or no?
No, it's the little round cans. With
Yeah.
Little fucking like round.
So you had that going inside, and then you used that to spark what? To spark a...
I used a lighter that didn't have any fluid to spark that to light it,
Oh.
and then I used that.
So you think it was the sterno that did it?
Yeah, and then I put the.
Because he's saying the cigarette cherry, there's no way.
I put the cigarette cap back on it. I mean
The sterno cap?
the sterno cap back.
What was it on top of?
It was on top of a metal plate.
Okay.
I don't know if like when I was leaving after grabbing this,
Yeah.
if I knocked something down and it might have fucking.
You say you don't know. Do you think you did?
I-
Be totally straight, man.
I.
Because you know how...
I'm totally straight, bro. I do not know if I accidentally knocked something down because.
Yeah.
I mean, you see how small that stairway is. I grabbed this, dropped this down, and then
Yeah.
I turned around.
Because after talking to my detective sergeant, I'm kind of doubting what you were telling me initially, you know? Because he's the expert. He's been to arson investigation training and stuff, and he said there's no way. That's impossible.
Okay.
There needs to be some kind of accelerant, which is, if it's a sterno, then maybe.
Yeah,
Or if it's something that stays hot for a long time, that'll start it. But just like your cigarette didn't light these on fire from the cherry, it's not going to light anything else up in there either. Does that make sense?
Yeah, these are.
So what my detective sergeant's telling me is that because of that, you got to go to jail, man.
Because of what?
Because that dishonesty there. So yeah, because of the dishonesty about it. Because the likelihood is you started a fire. In there. Oh, there's no gun in there at all. So we're gonna take off your backpack.
The sterno, dude. The sterno is what it was, bro.
So go ahead and place your hands behind your back, Christopher.
Dude, the sterno is all I had. I only had sterno.
So the crime of arson is intentionally starting a fire.
I did not intentionally start the fire.
Who started the sterno?
I.
All right. Well, we're gonna leave it at that. We're gonna leave it at that, okay? Because now you're in custody. Okay, so I'll read you your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Hold on. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right at this time to talk to an attorney and have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you before questioning if you wish. You can choose to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements at any time. Do you understand?
Bro,
do you understand?
I do not like.
Chris, will you answer that? Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
So he has a holster, but I don't think he has a gun.
There's no gun.
I think this is all coming with us to be searched.
I did
All
not.
this has to go to the office anyway.
Yeah.
I did not like fucking.
Let's search it now.
Yeah.
Let's not relocate it and search it.
I did not like the place on fire.
There was some. So we're gonna search your stuff.
Why
Hey, have a seat for me, Chris.
Here, Chris, I'll help
Have
you.
a seat.
Why would I go?
Well, and those are good arguments, and we got that documented. But
17 radio, my custody.
Are you talking about like the camp stove thing?
he's now saying that he possibly used one of those to light the cigarette.
You got to light the cigarette.
Did you catch that? So now he's saying it's not just a cigarette, but he might have used one of those cans of sterno.
Oh, okay.
To light the cigarette, and maybe that's what did it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So that would be intentionally starting a fire inside the building, which kind of changes things a little bit.
Yes, it does. So, okay. Very good. That's good work.
All right. We're going to search his stuff and see if there's any evidence of that, too. He had a lighter in his hand when he came in contact us the first time, so.
It's got
On his glove, on his coat, on his sleeping bag, it's all over. Yeah.
I'm not saying you meant to. I'm not saying you meant to light the building on fire. I'm not saying you meant to light the building on fire.
But you did intentionally start a fire.
You lit that thing on. You lit that camp stove, and that's what happens, right? If you do any, obviously you use it for cooking too sometimes, right? Yeah. So it lights the fire.
My heart is not fucking
Tutor.
trouble.
Did you already go through? Oh. You got a lot of tutors in here, man. You said you were done.
That's all shit that I found up.
Old stuff? Do you do tattoos?
Go ahead and stand up. I gotta search you, okay? Or I'll do that for
Hopefully you found that.
Yeah, that was one of my
223?
grandfather's fucking
Okay, we'll leave out there. From what? Just
overseas.
oh. Lunch. We'll leave lunch in there. Things kind of changed when we talked to the expert, and we found out that what you told us wasn't true. Right?
I did too. I did too tell you it was true.
No, you said you lit it with that
You-
red lighter you had in your hand. That's what you told us. That's different than a campfire, Chris. That's different.
I think that fucking I had the
Sterno.
sterno,
Mm-hmm.
and then I lit it with a flaming lighter, and then I put the lid on the sterno.
Where's the sterno at?
Inside.
You left it in there?
Yeah. And it wasn't on a piece of metal.
You don't have any blues on you in that necklace, do you?
He's gonna have to check it.
I know. How many do you got on
Not that I know of means yes. How many?
you? I know. I just don't want him getting exposed to fentanyl, okay? Because, we don't have a tolerance to that like some people. mean, I know that's what people keep them in.
Oh, there's the gun. Fake gun.
I can't go jail, dude.
Well, you are under arrest. You're
How many
going
are
to
in
go to jail for arson first, okay?
How many are in there, Dieter?
Arson? How
Yeah.
long is that gonna be?
We don't make that determination. It's a Class A felony, though, so the highest class.
Cross state felony?
You're arrested for it. You're not found guilty of it yet. So you'll get your day in court.
You go to court and argue it.
Cross is coming to pick me up and everything, man.
It's a lot of blues, man. That one day right there.
No, that is.
How long does it take you?
Did you use that this morning? Is that what you were smoking in there?
You were high when you came and talked to us. No, I think what you mean is you didn't burn the building down on purpose.
I didn't mean that.
But you did start a fire in the building on purpose.
No,
The sterno.
I'm a
Cigarette.
You want this?
Right, you didn't mean to burn the building down. But you did mean to start a fire inside.
You had me go in your car and fucking get
Yeah,
your
well-
statement and everything.
And what changed things for me is the talking detective sergeant, man. He's investigated these things before. Your story wasn't true about just the cigarette cherry. That story wasn't true. So that's how those lies can get you caught up, man.
Can't go to fucking jail, man.
Peter. Good call.
Do they normally cover anything, or you know how they normally do this?
Not usually with me, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not
I don't
a
need
violent
to-
person, dude.
I don't need to cut anything, right?
No, I don't even need to be here.
All right, we're good. Awesome. That's what we want to talk about. So I'm Detective Sergeant Clary with the Centralia PD.
Yeah, like, I was just trying to help out, dude. Like, there's this guy named Jake that set some girls' camp on fire down at camp, and then he was trying to break into the pizza place. And I told him, I was like, dude, you can't be in here.
Cool. Well, hey, that's Chris. That's what I want to talk to you about. So obviously you're in a facility here. You're being audio and visual recorded.
Yeah,
You're in
here.
custody. I got to read you your rights. I got to go through all that, and then we'll talk. Okay. All right. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right, it's time to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of the rights that I've explained to you?
Yep.
Okay. And then having the rights in mind, do you want to talk to me now?
Nope. There's Jacob Daly right there.
Jacob Daly is not in the police station. Chris here is referring to seeing the name Jacob Daly in the detective's notebook.
So that's one of the questions that I want to ask you about. So tell me about Jacob Daly.
Well, he was trying to break into the pizza place because he said he was going to set it on fire because he's tired of people not listening to him or something like that. So I was like, no, you're not. So I told him to leave, and then I left, and I went over to AMPM, and then all of a sudden it started to smoke and everything else, and then
So you're saying Jacob started the fire?
I did. I mean, he said he was going to. And I made him leave, and then he left. And then I went over to AMPM, and then he came back, had to come back and set the fire.
What did you tell the officers yesterday?
I told him that when I was in there before, that I had a little fire that accidentally caught on fire that I put out. That started with sterno, and that was it. And it caught a little bit of the computer chair on fire, and that was it.
Okay. So I just want to circle back because, so obviously, Chris, this is very serious, right? This is very serious. And
Yeah.
I can tell you the only thing that's going to help you now is 100% honesty, okay? So I'm going to put that out here right now, okay? I know that you might think like, oh man, I'm in deep trouble now. Let me think about what I can say to get out of it, okay? All you can say to help you get out of this is the truth, okay? That's it. It's very important that you tell me the truth. And I know, because I read all the reports before I came here, is that you've told multiple versions. So this is the most important time for you to just take a breath. You made a mistake. We know you made a mistake because you weren't supposed to be inside there to begin with, right?
Right.
Okay. You're setting some stuff on fire inside. That was a mistake. Okay. The sterno can. You can't light stuff on fire in a building like that, right?
Well, I was using it for heat.
Okay. So, and that might become a factor in this whole thing about your reasons for why you did what you did, but it's not going to help you. It's not going to help you though to be dishonest. It's only going to help you to be honest. Okay. So, you first said that you had a cigarette. Do you smoke cigarettes?
Yes.
Okay. So were you smoking a cigarette yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay. And what happened with the cigarette?
I put the cigarette out.
Where did you put the cigarette out?
Put it out on the concrete.
And where was this concrete?
Right on the back door.
Okay. Was that inside the building or outside the building?
Outside.
Okay. Outside. So obviously the cigarette could not have started the fire because you put it out outside the building, right? But you initially told the officers that it was the cigarette that started it.
Yeah, I said it could have been the cigarette or the sterno.
That's not what you said initially. You said initially, you started out with it was a cigarette and some ash might have fallen on some cardboard, right? That's what you told them. And they said, I don't think so. And then you said maybe some ash fell on an office chair. Like, yeah, I don't think so. And it was only later that you talked about the sterno can. So tell me about the sterno can.
The sterno can, I lit it on fire, lit it. You know, it only has like a little flame like that big, comes out of it.
Yep.
Lit my cigarette with it. And then I put the little lid back on it. But I don't think the lid went all the way on it completely.
Mm-hmm.
So it must have still been going.
And where was that inside the building?
That was like right inside the door,
So which door?
the back door.
Okay, so the door that's closest to Nike or the door that's closest to Harrison Avenue?
The door that's closest to the freeway.
Door closest to the freeway. Okay, is that where you would usually stay or hang out, in that location? How deep into the restaurant would you go?
I just go right inside the door there, right there.
I understand that you kept your stuff inside, right? Where did you keep your stuff?
Right there.
Right inside the door?
Yeah.
I believe I read something about, you made a statement about how you kept your stuff above the first floor. Because you've been in the building, right?
Uh-huh.
You've probably explored the whole building.
Yeah, there's an upstairs.
Yeah.
There's an electrical room.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you keep your stuff in there?
Yeah, I kept my clothes and my belongings up there because I was tired of my stuff being stolen.
Okay. And when did you get it? When did you get your stuff out of there?
I got my stuff out of there when Jacob was trying to go in there.
And when was that?
That was yesterday.
Okay. And what time yesterday?
I don't know.
Well, the thing burned down at 7 o'clock in the morning. It was fully involved in flames at 7 o'clock in the morning. So what time did you get your stuff out?
Probably like 6.
Okay. And what caused you to get your stuff out?
Jacob coming in there saying he's going to kill me with a hammer.
Okay. And tell me about that. Where did all that happen?
Inside the building.
Okay, so how did he get in?
He pried the door open.
Okay, so there should have been evidence of the door being pried open?
Yeah.
Okay. And you had a phone with you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, did you call the police to tell them that?
No, I called and
kill you?
said that the building was on fire.
So when you say that you were in the building around 6 o'clock in the morning, Jacob pried the door open with a hammer and threatened to kill you with a hammer.
If I didn't get out, yeah.
But you didn't get out. And then what happened?
I grabbed my stuff and I left.
So you went, so He threatened to kill you with a hammer, so then you went deeper into the restaurant. Now it's dark as all get out. There's no power there. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. There's no sun up.
No, I grabbed my stuff and I left.
And then but you had to climb up the ladder to get to your stuff, correct?
No, he came in there.
He came in where?
Where I was. Upstairs.
I thought you stayed in the little alcove just inside the door.
Yeah. That's where I usually stay. But I was grabbing my stuff. And he was coming in there and he came, pried the door open, came in, and fucking tried to tell me he's gonna kill me if I didn't get out of there. And I was like, well, dude, I'm getting my stuff anyway, so what are you talking about?
And you said at that time when he came, pried the door open, came and found you, you were upstairs with your stuff. What were you doing?
Putting it in the bag and leaving.
Why were you doing that at that time?
Because I wasn't trying to get fucking killed with a hammer.
Okay, but that was, what were you doing before he showed up?
What was I doing before I showed up? I was sleeping.
Okay, so did you leave the building?
No.
What were you doing sleeping there?
I was just sleeping there. Because it was cold.
Where do you live? Where do you stay usually?
I don't have anywhere to go.
Where do you usually stay?
I don't have anywhere to go.
Well, you stayed someplace Friday night. Where was that?
Where was that?
Mm-hmm.
Stayed up all night.
So you didn't sleep at all?
No.
What about Thursday night?
Didn't have anywhere to sleep either. Just sit down somewhere and fall asleep.
Okay. So you never told the officers that Jacob Daly attempted to assault you with a hammer and kill you with a hammer?
Oh, I didn't think it mattered.
What's that?
I didn't think it mattered.
Okay. So where were you when you lit the sterno can?
I was downstairs by the back door.
Okay, and when did you do that?
Before it caught on fire, because I thought I put the lid on the sterno can, and I left, and I went over to AMPM to get something to drink, and then I come out of AMPM, and the fucking thing's on fire.
Okay.
I'm like, holy shit.
So if I'm following your timeline, you're upstairs, asleep, with your stuff at 6 o'clock in the morning, approximately 6 o'clock in the morning. Jacob Daly uses a hammer to break into the building at 6 o'clock in the morning. He finds you inside the building, goes up the ladder and tells you to get out of there or he'll kill you with a hammer. And so then you leave. But now you're telling me that you lit a sterno can.
No, that was when I left after he was still up there. I lit the sterno can to try and stay warm because I wasn't going to leave. It's fucking 7 o'clock in the morning. It's fucking cold as fuck outside.
So he threatened to kill you with a hammer, and then you decided you were going to stay in that building and light the sterno can to stay warm?
I just stayed downstairs. He was still upstairs, so.
That's not what you told the officers at all, and he wasn't on scene when they got there.
Well, no, he's
and
not.
And the place was fully involved in flames. Okay.
Fully involved in flames, yes.
Yeah, so how did he get out? Isn't that the exit? The entrance is still the exit, right? That's how you would leave the building? In that area where the fire was going?
There's like 4 doors, 5 doors on that building.
Were any of them used to exit?
Yeah.
Okay, so
all you gotta do is go up and push on it and walk out.
Which door?
I'm not sure which door.
Because you're telling me that he was upstairs. What it sounds like, and I certainly hope this is not the case, I certainly hope that you didn't light the building on fire with Jacob inside.
No.
That wouldn't be cool, right?
No, I didn't light the building on fire with Jacob inside.
It sounds like, at least by your statement, is that you lit the sterno can while Jacob was upstairs, right?
Yeah, I was trying to get warm, sitting over the sterno can. I used it, lit my cigarette, smoked my cigarette, put the lid back on the sterno can, put my foot on it like that, and then I left, went to go get something to drink, and Jacob had to leave by then. Because I heard him coming down because that's why I was leaving.
And you took all your stuff with you?
Yeah.
Where was your stuff when the officers arrived?
Over off to the side of the bushes.
Okay. And so you never said any of this stuff to the officers on the scene?
No, because they
But
kept
now-
trying to like make me say stuff that wasn't true.
Who was?
The officers.
Okay. Am I doing that right now?
In a way, yeah.
How?
How?
I'm just asking you open-ended questions.
How? How?
So I want you to look at it from my perspective, Chris, is we have a few facts, right? We have the fact that the building was on fire and it did burn down, right? That's a fact that we have. No one's going to argue that. You called the police because you saw it, right? You told the police multiple things, and you have kept changing your story each time, and that's why I came here. Those are facts because it's all documented. First, you said that you lit a cigarette and it might have fallen on some cardboard, set it on fire outside. We know that's not true. Then you said that the cigarette ash might have fallen on an office chair and started a fire. I know that that's also not true. It's not possible. And then you say that there was this sterno can, that the sterno can was involved. And you say that you put the lid on it. If you put the lid on it, it would not have been on fire. You would have prevented any oxygen from reaching that can, and that would have put the sterno can out. So we know that didn't do it either. So your story keeps changing. And now I come here and give you a chance to tell me the full truth, actually the simple truth about what happened. And you're giving me this story about Jacob Daly that you never told anybody before. And so you understand that you're in custody now for starting the fire. You're not in custody. You did not get booked for malicious prosecution, which is claiming somebody else did it. But now you're telling me that Jacob Daly did all this stuff. So which one's the truth? Now's the time. I want you to take a second. I don't want you to think and calculate about the next story you could tell me. I want you to think about exactly what happened, exactly what you did, and tell me that. No more stories, just tell me the truth. Take a moment and think about exactly what you did. If it helps to walk through the beginning from beginning to end, we can do that.
Okay, I had a sterno can lit, and I had my cigarette. I lit my cigarette with it, and it fell off the fucking thing, and sterno splattered everywhere. And I said, "Holy fuck, what do I do?" And I fucking ran out the door, and then I called the cops.
Okay.
Telling them that the place is on fire.
Okay. And where did all that happen?
That happened over by the back door.
Okay. And so was the sterno can, was it on a table? Were you holding it in your hand or what?
It was on the table.
What kind of table was it?
Just one of the tables inside.
Okay. And so how did it fall?
I accidentally hit it with my hand.
Brushed it off?
Yeah, accidentally.
Okay. So why didn't you just light your cigarette with your lighter?
Because I didn't have a lighter that had flame on it. It was just spark, so I could use a spark, and then the sterno would light.
Is it the same lighter that you had when the officers arrested you?
Oh, I found that one at AM/PM.
Where's the lighter? Okay, it's the one that you found at AM/PM. Does it work? Okay. And where was the lighter that you found at AM/PM?
In the parking lot.
What did the lighter look like that was only sparking?
It was blue.
Okay. So, one of the other reasons why I'm here is that I am a fire investigator, trained to do that. I'm a detective. I was trained in fire investigation. And so I know too that a simple spark is likely not going to start your sterno can fire. It's going to have an open flame.
No, like the lighter's pretty much dead. You know, you spark it, and it finally flamed a little bit.
So you got a little bit of flame out of your lighter.
Yeah, and it finally started the sterno can.
Okay. So you said it fell, and what did it fall on?
It fell on the floor, and then it got all over the wood on the side of the thing, and I tried smacking it with my hands and shit, putting it out, and my hand got all fucking burnt and shit.
Let me see your hands. Take a picture of that, okay. Just your right hand, is that the only one? Okay, let me see your other hand. Okay. All right, and then let me see the tops of the hands.
The detective has noted that Chris has no burn marks on his hands.
Okay. So, did you try to use anything else to put it out? Did you try to use your bare hands?
There was nothing in there that, like, I didn't know what to do. I panicked.
Okay. And how long after that did you call the police?
Like, literally by the time I got over to AMPM.
Why did it take you till then?
Because it took them that long to answer the phone. By the time I got out of there, I was running across the street and it took all that time for them to answer the phone.
Well, it just rang a bunch of times? Okay, so you started calling immediately?
Yeah.
Okay. So where was all of your stuff when the sterno fell on the ground?
All the stuff was outside already.
Why was your stuff outside and you were inside?
Because I was getting ready to leave.
Okay. So,
Because I already had the police tell me that there's no one supposed to be staying in there.
okay. So,
I grabbed all my stuff and I set it out. And then when I went back in there to make sure I didn't leave anything behind, I stopped and smoked a cigarette and let the canister know.
okay. Now, why did you tell me this? Let's call it what it is. Why'd you tell me this lie about Jacob Daly? What did he do to you that's got you so pissed off at him?
Because he did come in there with a hammer before and try and kill me.
And when was that?
That was like 2 days before.
Did you ever tell the police about that?
No,
How come?
I don't know. If you don't like it, please.
So, was Jacob Daly anywhere near Papa Pete's yesterday morning?
I know he was standing over at AMPM watching it burn.
Okay. But AMPM is not Papa Pete's, so you did not see him over at Papa Pete's, correct?
I didn't see him at Papa Beach when it was burning down, no.
Okay,
When the police and fire department was there, no.
Okay. Or prior to that when you were inside?
I was inside, no.
Okay. I also understand that when you entered, you called out that you were the Centralia Police. Why did you do that?
When I was there,
Yeah, you told the officers that when you first got there and you were going inside, you said, Centralia Police. Why did you say that?
I didn't say that.
You told the officers that.
I didn't say that.
You didn't tell the officers that, or you didn't say that inside the building?
I didn't say that inside the building.
Okay. Do you remember telling the officers that you did say that? Okay. Apparently you did, and your explanation for that was that you wanted to scare off any other transients that might have been inside. Does that ring a bell at all? No? Okay. So Chris, how come you didn't tell that version to begin with? About knocking the sterno can off and the
'Cause I
sterno
didn't-
fluid going everywhere?
I don't know, I was scared, dude. I just didn't want to go to jail for fucking, people thinking that I'm trying to burn shit down and stuff, and
Did Jacob also stay at that place from time to time? Okay. And he's a guy that's threatened you before, right? And has he ever kicked you out? He's
Yeah.
he's a pretty good sized guy, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't scare me very much.
Okay, what is he crazy?
He's fucking psycho.
That's scary, right?
A little bit.
Yeah, you can't trust somebody who's scary like that. So had he kicked you out before or threatened to make you leave, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think I know what happened. I think you did intentionally light it on fire, and this is why. Because Jacob kicked you out. And if you weren't going to stay there, nobody else was going to stay there, certainly not him. And that's why you left all your stuff outside. You didn't let your stuff get burned up. And I get it. All right? I get it. This guy's threatened you in the past. He's crazy and dangerous. He's kicked you out of a place. You're homeless. You say that you didn't even sleep on Friday night because there was no place for you to go. And now he's kicked you out of that one place that you had. Am I tracking?
No.
No?
No, I didn't light on fire because of Jacob.
Well, I'm trying to come up with some sort of a reasonable explanation that's more reasonable than the one that you've just given me. Because your stuff, correct me if I'm wrong, but your stuff is very important to you, right?
I just have my backpack.
And your backpack probably has your whole life in it, right?
I pack my backpack with me everywhere.
Right. And so you having your backpack outside of the building while you're inside the building is not reasonable to me. You'd have your stuff with you. And so I'm trying to wrap my head around why you would light it on fire.
I didn't light it on fire.
Give me a whole lot of explanations about how you lit it on fire on accident, right? And we finally came to this one
I
conclusion.
did accidentally knock the sterno can over. It hit the floor and then sterno went everywhere. And it's still on fire. And it's sitting there burning. And I'm trying to put it out. And then I couldn't put it out. So I went outside, called the cops, told them that the place is on fire. And then by the time they got there, it was like fully engulfed in flames.
Okay.
I mean, I got fucking burned.
Okay. Did I get a picture of that? I think let's take a look. Not wrong. So, you're telling me that I got it. That this was totally an accident.
It was totally an accident, dude. Like, I wouldn't just burn it down because I was trying to buy that place. I got inheritance.
But you couldn't buy it, right? They wouldn't sell it to you.
No, they were going to sell it to me.
I saw that in the report too. You told that you contacted the owner.
I contacted the owner and he said he was going to think about it. He wanted $500,000 for it, and I told him no. Because somebody's been in there cutting the wire and all that shit out of it and everything else, so no.
Okay. So you couldn't buy it, at least at that time. You don't have the money, right? You said you have an inheritance coming?
No, I have an inheritance. I have $24.7 million.
Okay, so then why are you out here on the street?
Why?
Yeah. If I had $24 million, I wouldn't be on the street.
It's you.
I would live in a house.
It's you.
Okay, so you got 24 million bucks in the bank and you're choosing to live on the street in March in Washington?
Why? Why not?
That sucks. Cold.
So?
So that's not fun.
I don't want the money.
Well, then
I want my grandparents back.
Then why are you offering to buy an old defunct restaurant?
I was going to try and help people out.
Okay. Chris, I'm trying to just boil down to the truth, man.
I'm just telling you the truth, dude.
Okay. The thing that I can't reconcile, I guess, is you putting your stuff outside, gathering up your stuff, putting your stuff outside, and then the fire happens inside. I'm thinking, why would Chris not have his stuff with him?
The stuff was right next to me. When the sterno can got knocked over, I grabbed my shit and I went outside.
Okay. And you said that the sterno went everywhere.
Like it went all over the wood and everything.
And how far out did it go?
Like, I mean, from here to the ground, all over the wood right there. There's wood all over right there. And
Okay. So if we look at that wall right there,
Yeah.
would it have hit that wall? Would it have gone beyond that wall?
not very much.
Okay. What's sterno like? What does it look like?
It's like a petroleum jelly that fucking burns and it'll burn, and then it'll eventually catch. wood on fire.
Okay. And how high was the table that it fell off of? Same like this.
Yep.
Okay. All right, here, using my pen, show me how you knocked it off. Well, it just went flying across the room?
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of really put some...
Well, I went to go grab my phone, and but it hit it, and it went flying. It's not a very heavy can, so.
Okay. And then you said it just bounced all over the place, or what?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's got a hole in it like that, and when as soon as it hits the ground, it's full. It's shot all over the place.
Okay.
Go buy a sterno can, take the lid off, light it on fire, and go right onto a concrete floor and watch it go everywhere. You'll be like, holy fuck.
I'm going to do it.
Good.
I'm going to try it out. I'm going to
Good.
do the experiment. So let's say it doesn't do that. Let's say it doesn't do that for me. Let's say I buy 10 cans and I do the same thing every time. Bam, bam, bam. And it just falls over and doesn't go blasting out, right? So I want to do my experiment exactly correctly. How full was the sterno can when you lit it?
About 3/4 full.
3/4 full. Okay. So had you used it before? Okay. What do you know what brand it was?
Sterno.
Sterno. And do you know where did you get it?
Safeway.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you know when you bought it?
No. Not really.
About how long ago?
Like, day and a half, 2 days before.
And how many did you buy?
Just 2.
Okay.
It comes in a 2-pack.
Okay. And so less than a week before. Is that fair to say it was less than a week before? Okay. But maybe 2 days?
Yeah.
Was that your last can or was that the first can of the 2?
Last can.
Okay. Where did you burn the first can?
Upstairs.
Okay. Is the upstairs where you primarily hung out? Okay. Had you been essentially living there? Okay. And for how long had you been living there?
Quite a while.
Okay. And had you been contacted by the police before there? Well, you told me before that you knew that you weren't supposed to be there. So how did you know you weren't supposed to be there?
Well, I mean, it said on the door that no trespassing, blah, 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 blah.
Okay. So you knew because you saw the no trespassing sign, not that an officer specifically told you not to be
No.
there. Okay. Have you been run out of other places before by the police? No? Okay. All right. So the other can, was it empty or not? Okay. And where was the remains of that can? Did you just leave it up there?
Yeah, it was just up there in the garbage.
Okay. Did you ever stay there with Jacob? Did he ever stay in there at the same time? No? Okay. Has he stayed there before? Okay. And has he contacted you there before?
Yeah, he came up there and told me that I needed to leave because this is his spot, boy.
Okay. And he was specific about like the upstairs or just the whole building, or do you?
The whole building. He said he owned the whole building.
Okay. And did you leave at that time?
Yeah.
Okay. And again, how long ago was that last contact?
Four weeks ago?
4 weeks ago. Okay, so not 2 days prior, but 4 weeks ago.
Right.
Okay. If you were to take a polygraph test and you were asked the question, if you intentionally lit the building on fire, what would your answer to that question be?
No.
Okay. And would that lie detector indicate that you were lying or telling the truth?
It'd be telling the truth.
Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being a total lie and 10 being the absolute truth, how truthful are you being with me now?
9.
A 9. What's it going to take to get it to a 10? Let's make it a 10 before I get out of here. What are you leaving out that or changing that's making your story a 9 and not a 10? Let's make it a 10.
Okay, 10.
No, I want you said 9. You said 9, right? That's what your heart told you is 9.
You said from 1 to 10, and
I want it to be 100% truthful, so
I was just like 9, I guess.
okay. You said 9 because you knew you weren't being fully truthful, and I'm giving you an opportunity to make it a 10. Make it fully a 10, man.
It is a 10.
It's a 10 now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to consider something else. I want you to consider the fact that your actions were very, very reckless. If what you are telling me is true, is that this was an accident and that you were lit a fire in there, it was an accident. It was still incredibly reckless to light a fire like that inside. For sure. That recklessness caused firemen to be put in danger. They were, in order to put that fire out. How do you feel about that?
Like a big pile of shit. Why don't you just pull your gun out and shoot me now?
I don't have a gun in here, and I wouldn't do that anyways. The reason why I'm asking is I want to gauge how you are as a person, right?
I feel like an absolute piece of shit. That's why I called as soon as I knew that I couldn't put the sternum out.
Okay. Is it something you'd be interested in writing a letter of apology to the firemen?
Yes.
Would you like to do that if I give you a pen and paper?
Yes, but I can't. I'm not very good at writing.
Okay. What would you say to them if they were standing here?
I just tell them, I break down and cry, and I just tell them I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you guys in that predicament. It was an accident, and I'm thankful that you guys put it out. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't know what.
Okay. Well, thankfully nobody was hurt.
I know. That's why I called as soon as I did. As soon as I couldn't put the sternum out, I was like, fuck, I have to call. Like, and I don't call 911. I had to.
Okay. So, again, I have to accept your word that it was an accident and not a intentional act out of anger or whatever. I have to accept your word, right? And that's difficult for me to do since I don't know you. And let's face it, Chris, you told a lot of different stories before we got to this one, right? That's not the best. So if you had an opportunity to take a polygraph test to prove your innocence, would you do that?
Take a polygraph test to prove my innocence.
Yep. That you did it on accident, not on purpose.
So now you think I'm a liar.
I think that I wasn't there. You told me a bunch of stories which were lies. They were. And then you eventually told me the story about the sterno can, right? And about how you accidentally knocked it off of the counter. That could be the case. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yes. That was the case. I knocked it off the table. Sterno went everywhere. And I couldn't put it out. So I called the cops. And I told them that the building's on fire. And by the time they got there, it was fully engulfed in flames.
Okay. I know that's what you're saying. And I have concerns about whether that is absolutely the truth or not. And that's why I'm asking you, if you had the opportunity to take a lie detector test to prove your innocence, would you do that or not? I don't have the machine here with me now, and I don't even offer those. You wouldn't do it.
There's no need to.
Why not?
Because I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, you're telling the truth, but there's no way to prove that. Because it's equally as likely that you lit it on fire and got the heck out of there and then called the police. That's equally as likely.
Why would I do that?
For any number of reasons. So someone else can't have it. So you're all done there to watch it burn. I don't know. Why does anybody set fires?
What the fuck? This is stupid. I'm done here.
Y'all done?
Yeah. You're starting to irritate me. Like, saying I'm fucking gonna light the place and light it on fire on
Just
purpose.
say it. Well, that's, you gotta admit that that's a possibility.
Why would I light it on fire on purpose?
Why not?
Why not?
A lot of
I'm not
people,
a fucking weirdo.
a lot of people light things on fire. This isn't the first fire of this kind that we've ever had. This isn't the first fire I've investigated.
I got a mission here.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, got the truck.
I'd like to believe that what you're telling me is true, that this is an accident,
It was an accident, dude.
right? But I don't think you're seeing it from my perspective.
I am seeing from your perspective. You're looking at me like I'm a piece of shit.
Well, let's look at this, Chris. You've told how many different versions of the story before we
I
got to
understand
that?
that. That's because I was scared and I was nervous.
But a lie is a lie. You also could
I'm
be,
already in jail now. I'm telling you the truth.
well, I know you're in jail. And I understand why you wouldn't want to come out and say that, yeah, I intentionally lit it on fire. I get that.
Well, we're intentionally light something on fire where I try and stay warm.
Maybe because you can't stay there anymore. Because this guy, Jacob Daly, is running you out of there.
Jacob was not running me out of there.
You told me that he did.
He did before, yeah.
So if he did before, chances are he'd do it again, right?
So why would I burn it down now?
I don't know. Why did you leave to begin with? Why were you leaving that morning, yesterday? 7 in the morning and the sun was barely up.
My uncle was coming to pick me up.
Who's your uncle?
Joe.
What's his last name?
Godfrey.
See, and now I can't even verify that story.
All done?
All done.
All right, you come on out. We're going to stop by the clinic on the way back so you can do your detox check.
Christopher Jackson Jr. was sentenced to 24 months of community custody following a 6-month inpatient treatment program. Due to a fire of this severity being unlikely to have started by accident, the detective's conclusion was that Christopher intentionally burnt the abandoned pizza parlor down to spite Jacob Daly, who was claiming the property as his. In the end, no one was hurt, Chris was given the help he needed, and it will be more difficult to reopen Papa Pete's Pizza. A happy ending for all.